The president of Sri Lanka fled the country, slipping away just hours before he promised to resign under pressure from protesters angry about the devastating economic crisis. However, the crowd quickly unleashed its wrath on the Prime Minister, storming into his office and demanding that he resign too. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and his wife flew aboard a Sri Lankan Air Force plane bound for the Maldives, according to an Air Force statement. This provided no relief to the island nation, which for months has been in economic disaster, causing severe food and fuel shortages and now surrounded by political chaos. Thousands of protesters' demands that Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe also resign crowded outside his office complex, and some climbed the walls as the crowd roared in support, waving Sri Lankan flags and throwing water bottles at people who were on their way inside. According to the Speaker of Parliament, as the protesters feared, Rajapaksa had appointed his Prime Minister as acting president in his absence. The Prime Minister, whose location is unknown, declared a nationwide state of emergency. The police used tear gas to try to disperse the protesters but were unsuccessful, and more people marched down the alley to the Prime Minister's office. When helicopters flew overhead, some demonstrators raised their middle fingers. Amid the chaos, state television stopped broadcasting, but it was unclear why. While Rajapaksa, under pressure, agreed to resign, Wickremesinghe said he would resign only after a new government was formed. Some demonstrators were furious about Rajapaksa's departure, observing a lack of responsibility. "We don't like it, we want him to stay. We want our money back. And we want to put all Rajapaksas in an open prison where they can work on the farm," said one of the protesters. But Rishani Samarikan, a 23-year-old university student, said the expulsion of the former president gives hope that in the future we can eventually become a developed country economically and socially. Sri Lankans blame President Rajapaksa's administration for the worst economic crisis in decades. For months they struggled with daily blackouts and shortages of necessities such as fuel, food, and medicine. It is believed that the leader, who enjoys immunity from legal prosecution while he is president, wanted to flee abroad before resigning to avoid the possibility of arrest by the new administration.